This channel is proudly sponsored by the Red Room Publishing. Please check out the link to their store for exclusive tabletop RPG products. They have recently released Wretched Noir, a setting of stark contrasts and flickering hope for the free Wretched RPG. You will find the link in the description and in the pinned comment. Hi, welcome to this part of my review featuring His Majesty the Worm. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review, featuring this new school style with old school sensibilities tabletop RPG, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to talk about adjudicating the game, GM responses. This is the most disappointing section of the entire book. Let's take a look. It says here, an RPG is a conversation between the game master and the players. No, it is not. A conversation is a conversation. A role-playing game is a game where you play a role. It is not a conversation. You are not having a conversation about the player characters. You are experiencing the game world through your characters, as the characters. It's very disappointing that the previous sections of the book talk about immersion, roleplay, but here, you break the immersion, you shatter it completely by having an out-of-character conversation between players and game masters that do not exist within the fiction. The only out-of-character, so to speak, interactions that exist during a tabletop RPG session have to do with communicating the results of the mechanics during the game. This is because of the Gygaxian distortion. Gary Gygax never understood how to roleplay in tabletop RPGs. When Dave Arneson ran a session for Gary Gygax and Robert Kuntz, they had no idea. They were fascinated by the concept. They went back home, attempted to recreate the experience, and they failed. The only thing that Gary Gygax was able to do was organize the chaotic, disorganized notes that Dave Arneson sent to him. But besides that, he never understood how to roleplay in a tabletop role-playing game. And it says here, the game master describes a scene and the players describe their actions inside the scene. Exactly, they are not having a conversation. Oh, so what is your character doing? Oh yes, I think my character is going to walk around. You're having a conversation, that's not roleplay. Take a look at my actual place, the Dark and Terrible campaign specifically, which is pretty much in tune or in harmony with the theme of His Majesty the Worm. The players never ask questions to the game master, they obtain information by role-playing. It says here, the game master and the players ask questions of each other to further define their shared textual reality. Why would they break immersion if they can obtain everything through roleplay? You're not going to be, what is the color of the banner over there? No. I look at the banner to appreciate its color. I look at the banner to see its color. The object, does it have some sort of mark? The object, can I pick it up? No. I pick up the object to examine it. And the game master will tell you what you need to know about that object. The textures, the colors, the symbols, through roleplay. You are not having a conversation about your characters. You are experiencing the game world as your characters. It says here, the game master adjudicates how the adventurer's actions impact the world, of course. To this end, the game masters are armed with the following 4 stock phrases. The 4 phrases are, yes, you can do that. No, you can't do that. Tell me any real-life situation or fictional situation where you have these floating players and game masters telling the people in a real life situation if they can do something or if they cannot. No. Either the people in the situation already know what they are capable of or what they are not capable of, and the rest they find out by trying, by attempting things, by interacting with the world. Just like even in movies, even in books, even in comic books, the characters are not talking to some sort of floating invisible game master or players. And the other 2 phrases, say more about what you're doing. No, the description has all of it. Draw to see if you can do that. this is half wrong, because it has to do with the mechanics. Once the player describes his or her actions, the actions of the character, of the player character, then as a game master you can tell the player, draw. That's it, because it has to do with the mechanics of the game, draw. And you keep the immersion going without having that out of character conversation. So this section is pretty bad. It's all about that, this how to have immersion breaking out of character conversations between the players and the game master instead of role playing. Remember, the game master is playing the role of the entire world, the non-player characters, the weather, everything. And the players are playing the roles of the player characters. So there is no communication between this floating game master and floating players. Everything happens within the game world. If you want to know something about the environment, if you want to see if there is something above your head, I look above me to see what's on the ceiling. I open the treasure chest. And you can be as cautious as you want. If you think that door or that treasure chest is trapped, then poke it with a stick or whatever, or use your thieves' tools, etc. Nobody is going to prevent you from doing that. That is, unless you have a terrible game master that is having out-of-character conversations, telling you what you can and cannot do within the game world, then that's pretty lame. That's a terrible way to run a session, non-roleplay. And in the worst of cases, a fake roleplay session. That is the worst. Because here they give you a terrible example. It says, the game master tells the player, how can you read the text if you don't have any lights? If the player attempts to read a book in complete darkness, through roleplay, please just describe the results of the character's actions. As you page through the book, you realize that you cannot read anything in complete darkness. You see? As easy as that. Oh, don't you think that you should turn on a light, breaking the entire mood, the immersion? Horrible. So this section is absolutely awful, the most awful section of the entire book. Skip it altogether. And that's why I cannot recommend this tabletop RPG for complete beginners. For intermediate and advanced role players, definitely. There are a lot of good things in this book, but this section is going to teach you how to play tabletop RPGs in the most non-roleplay way ever. And this concludes this part of the review. In the next part we are going to talk about the major and minor arcana. It is very important that players, that my viewers are aware that this is actually a good tabletop RPG with so many thematical and mechanical things going for it, but this section could really give you the wrong idea. Thank you for watching this part of the review. Don't forget to leave a like, a comment and subscribe. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel through PayPal or DriveThruRPG, the information will be in the description and in the pinned comment. This has been Abraham El Jaguar, a professional game master. I am currently unavailable for professional sessions, but I will put my contact information in the description and in the pinned comment for when I am available again. And remember, it is better to roleplay and fail in character than not to roleplay and fail as a player. Once again, thank you and see you later.